podcast with me and the one and only Ralph today.
Yes, yes,
And
yo.
guess who's on the golf course?
You have luxury horses and work horses.
Luxury horses, yeah. And we are workhorses.
I guess so. But yeah, I mean, you have those that practice what they preach, and you have those that just preach, man.
Yeah, true,
And I'm not a
true.
preacher.
No, me neither. How have you been?
Yeah, good. It's actually, yeah. Thing is, this is, I think, the most busy period of the whole year with the
Hmm.
whole festival season. Not only do you have to attend more shows, there's more networking opportunities, but also you want to have as much good music as possible and actual music, shit that's, let's say, hot right now, and then make your own version out of it. So no, it's for me, it's no holiday at all.
Hmm.
That will be August.
And when you say attend shows, does that mean you visit shows without playing there?
Yeah, also sometimes the case. We're gonna do that next week. Um, and yeah, I mean it's just really an eventful period.
Hmm. Okay.
And you, Joey?
This is the last piece of work I will do this week before my holiday. So after this podcast, I'm done.
And then,
Well, at least 2 weeks of holiday, two and a
hmm
half kind of, and maybe even 3.5, as in we'll be leaving for 2 weeks and then we'll have an extra week which is still open, as in if something pops up or if we want to drive by something on the way back, we'll see. It's an open format in the last week. But
you're gonna go
yeah,
on holiday with the car,
yeah, first time with the car with the family. Yeah, yeah.
okay? And then drive to a camping or so.
No, the first week we will be spending in an agriturismo, which is some kind of, yeah, camping slash resort at a farm somewhere in the middle of Tuscany. So that will be in the middle of nowhere. So that's what I like, just completely
hmm
zoned out. And then the
Yeah.
second week will be more resort, as in close to the sea, a lot of water slides, those kind of type of things. And then on the way back, we might hit the mountains or something. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. I
And
was
why
just texting.
Italy?
I just love Italy. It's a great country. As in, I love the food. I love the wine. I love the people. I love the environment, the climate. It's all there. So
Okay.
yeah, that's
And
why we're going.
that you love the Italians and the food. Like, what's the favorite food from Italy?
Which I like. You mean?
Yeah.
I just love everything. As in, I love the pizzas, the
Do you know
pastas.
where the pizza originates from?
Yeah, it's poor man's food, right? So, like hobos used to grab it and throw everything from the trash on it.
The Greeks invented the pizza. You should go to Greece, man.
Hmm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
And pasta, I think, originates from China.
pasta.
I think so. We can ask
Oh,
ChatGPT, but if
that's
I my recollection is okay, I all started with bami.
it
But the
could be.
Italians did a great job with both the pizza and the bami.
Exactly. I just love the food. I don't know. It just I like it. I
You know
like the
what's always
wines.
funny about? I mean, you have read about psychological stuff and all, but
Mm,
if you have the same pizza in your hometown or
different.
you have it in Italy,
Yeah,
you'll love the
different.
Italian pizza so much more.
Yeah, it's the same with
Eh,
wine. Like you can taste a glass of wine somewhere by the sea and think like this is the best wine ever. Then you take it home and you're like, eh. It's like holiday goggles, right? Same with love, as in
it's
if you
like
meet a
beer
girl,
goggles, yes.
yeah, if you meet a girl on a holiday, she seems super hot, and then you come back and you're like, I don't know.
She looks good in a bikini, but then she dresses up to her normal clothes, and you go like, that's not
Yeah,
my style.
not my cup of tea at
No.
all. Yeah,
But I
been there.
always find it funny that people are like, I always go to Italy, or I always go to Spain, or I just love. If you love Italy, you'll probably love Spain, Portugal, and
True.
Greece as well.
Yeah, kind of similar. Kind of similar. It's just that what I do notice is that in
And maybe
Spain
even
the food is so fat. As in, a lot of things get fried there. That's what I don't like about it.
depends on what you order, man.
Yeah, but the times I've been in Spain, it's more like I just noticed it's a lot of oily foods.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
pasta
don't
in
know.
Italy doesn't have a lot of oil, or a pizza. Come on, man.
No, pizza doesn't have that much oil. Depends on how you make it, but
Yeah, okay, but still. And there won't be oil in the tomato shit they put on the pizza.
yeah, it's olive
And
oil.
also, the like pasta is like one of the most oily. I mean, olive oil, Bertoli, man. They brand their country with oil.
Totally. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I
So
don't know. I
again,
just
man, again,
I do think the food in Italy is better, to be honest. I
nothing
do like
beats
Greek
a
food.
nice paella.
Oh yeah, it's nice. I actually had that last week. I made it on a barbecue.
Oh yeah,
That
I
was
saw
very
it.
good.
Yeah, yeah. I was kind of
That was very
impressed.
good. It wasn't me. It was a friend of mine lives in Spain, and he visited me with his wife, which is a
Okay.
Spanish woman, and she made it on the barbecue. So
Okay,
that
I'm
was
not
very
impressed
good.
anymore. I This one time I was impressed. It wasn't you.
I'll make it for you once. I can do it. It's not that hard. She yeah
A lot of Spanish people who are listening right now, they will go crazy.
yeah yeah
It's not that hard. Okay, hey,
yeah.
I'll be the
I've made it
judge of
before.
that.
Okay, that's good. Let's do that next time with Jopke. I'll make a paella on the barbecue. Okay.
Dude. Yes, sir.
And then do you like the more fishy paella or the meat paella? So
I
the
like them both. I don't mind.
okay. I'm more of a fish guy. Well, by the way, no, the meat is also nice.
You look
Yeah,
fishy.
yeah, look fishy.
Mhm.
Let's say hi to all the people checking into the live stream already. We have
Hi.
Bit3 checking in, Gerard Francis, Just Phil, George is here. He's in Asia right now touring again, so that's
Cool.
it's
Hi.
late at his place, I guess.
Yeah, that's +8
Um,
or so.
yeah, by the way,
That's doable.
yeah, it's true. Ben Singh, the executioner, what's up? Mikey Foden, he says, was there a white top memo today? Yep, you know it.
Yeah,
Um,
but
Ralph's room
still,
is
he
my
has the
preferred.
polo and the t-shirt. There's a big difference.
This is a new thing, as in I just tried it. You know, it's the first time I'm wearing it.
Yeah, we call it old man rags.
What's the feedback? What's the feedback? Can I pull it off? Mikey Foden says Ralph's room is my preferred lighting. Loving the blues, very calming.
Yeah, to be honest, I only do this for the podcast. When I'm working,
Yeah,
I want to have a
you have
lot of
like
light.
you have a lot of light there. It's
Yeah,
like
like okay, I'll now
yeah,
go
show it.
to. This is my normal setting.
Suddenly not look so nice as well.
No, no,
We
but I
have
also like to look at it like this. It's a calming.
it's cozy, yeah.
Yeah.
We have Haitem Sebar checking in from Spain. Okay, so he can come in and say like
Hey,
how hard is it to make a paella on the barbecue?
a good paella.
Um, good paella. Mako Viper is checking in. What's up, guys? Good to see you all here. Right in the last live episode before our summer break, we're gonna be gone for 2 weeks. Um, there will be episodes not on YouTube, but there will be episodes on
There
Spotify and
will
stuff.
be episodes,
There will be episodes. There will be a rerun.
and I will be gone beginning of August, 2 weeks.
Oh, you'll be there like 1 week and then you'll leave, probably.
I'm leaving on the 30th of July, so I think I will miss that Wednesday as well.
No, I think the 30s on. Let me check. Where's the calendar? Where's my calendar? It's not popping up. Oh, here it is. The 30th you mentioned.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, that's yeah. How long will you be gone?
16 days.
Oh, okay, just 2 weeks. Okay, we'll manage that. Okay, so yeah, last episode before the summer break. Um, Ralph, let's talk about a topic that is pretty close to you because you're in it. You're part of it. DJ Mag Top 100's voting is open again. And last year you were 44.
Yeah, we were down a little bit, 44-ish. Yeah, I think
And
44.
tell me, what does that do for a DJ like you? As in, how does that work? Do you notice it in any kind of way if you enter the DJ Mag?
It's a little bit less relevant as it used to be.
Hmm.
But still, I like it. There's been a lot of negativity around the DJ Mag, which I don't agree with. I mean, of course, it's not the best representation of who is the best DJ. It's a popularity contest, and it tells you something. And for me, that people take the time to vote for us actually is a great compliment. And I rather be in the list than out of it. And
Do promoters
yeah,
still
I
look
mean,
at
it
that way?
used to be like this big thing, you know. People couldn't skill like, where is this DJ fit in, or how important is he or she? And but everything is so much more transparent now, so you don't per se need to list anymore.
Yeah,
But
but it's
still,
still relevant in some kind of way.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, and I like it. I like all the lists. I mean, I have here my 1001. I have it here on the corner of my desk. Number 49 of the 1001, the producers 101 list.
And that's
And to
from
be honest,
support, or
that's the support you get on their website. And I
that's more
mean,
relevant, I would say.
sorry.
That's more relevant, as in,
Well, yeah,
that's
but also the website gives a twisted view of the world because um like house music or everything that's in the middle of the whole genre spectrum gets played more logically.
Mhm.
It's a lot more people play that kind of stuff. A lot of sets that are not like hard techno doesn't get documented at all. Whilst I'll see those numbers on TikTok or Instagram a lot, and they're like wildly popular.
Yeah,
So let's say a Nico Moreno wouldn't even be in the top 1,000, whereas popularity wise, he might be top 20 already. I mean, he's doing so well.
yeah.
And so that also has its flaws, but still I like it because it gives you an insight.
Okay.
So
By the
yeah,
way, can you
I
hear?
actually I'm a big I'm a big list lover. I like lists. I also check out the list for the best games of the year list, the best this of the year, and yeah,
It's a human trait, right?
I think so. They exist for a reason, and it can just give you an insight, but it's not the full truth.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. It's funny how lists are so addictive, or somewhat interesting to look at. Like it's always like the top 5, the top 3, the top 10.
Yep.
Somehow we all want to know
Yeah, but still,
what
we
the
do want to know who is the best. And
yeah.
yeah, and I don't know. I mean, you're the psychological guy here in our midst, but yeah, tell me how it works, man. I have no
I'm not
clue.
really sure. Like I've heard about it before, why we like lists so much, but I can't really recall anymore why that is. I think because it kind of brings attention to a certain point, as in we can forget about all the rest. Like it helps us make decisions better. You know, if there's 100 movies out there, and somebody who says like, "Hey, this is the top 3 of what's going on right now," then that leads the other 90 97 um 97, yeah, 97 movies out there. It makes us help decisions. That's what I
Mm.
think, but I'm not sure.
But that's so much limits of what you see. That's the biggest,
Yep.
uh, yeah, like danger of working through
Yeah,
this.
that's
I mean,
true.
it's how Spotify works,
Yeah,
and
true.
yeah, also gives you a twisted view of what's hot and what's not. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but that's the danger of all algorithms, right? Like you stay in this loop of things you like and things you want to see. So it's hard to break out and to discover new stuff
mm,
because the algorithms keep serving you whatever you prefer. So
hey, and they just feed you with whatever actually has the best data. It's so data driven.
yeah,
We
exactly.
just eat it up.
We
Sheep.
eat.
We're sheep, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Sheeple.
Are you doing any campaigns around the DJ Mag Top 100, or is that something that's not necessary anymore?
Yeah, I think we will, but I think a little bit more towards the end.
What's
Um,
that campaign involved around? Is that more like getting
you
reach? So
well, you got to get people to vote. I mean, if we don't ask
yeah,
for the votes, they won't vote.
yeah.
It's
So
simple as that. Yeah.
getting reach and making them aware of, hey, the
Yeah,
voting is
like
open.
what we did last year, what we stand for, what we want to do, and to come on this journey with us, and all the votes help. I mean, getting being higher in the list, it helps your career also, and gives you more opportunity to do cool stuff.
True. Yeah, that's true. Okay,
Yep.
I'm curious to know if Jopke will be doing. Probably not. I don't think so.
Maybe he does it with the golf one top 100
Yeah,
popularity.
yeah,
I
exactly.
saw I saw he's gonna play a golf festival.
Yeah, I noticed. What was that about?
I don't know,
Cool.
man. I think we lost him.
We've lost him. We've lost gorgeous Bob. We'll see.
Where's that from?
Snatch.
Oh,
Have you seen that
Snatch.
video?
Yeah, I've seen the movie. Yeah, but it's such a long time. I need to rewatch it. Actually, a good
It's
one.
packed with quotes. Packed. It's amazing. Or is it Gorgeous George? I think it's Gorgeous George. We've lost Gorgeous George. And then he says,
Okay.
like, how did you lose him? He's not like a set of fucking car keys, is he?
Oh.
Very good movie. It's very old.
I watched
Anyway,
Endor and I
hmm?
loved it so much. Endor.
what what's Endor?
Um, you're a bit into Star Wars, or are you like a dull person? You're a dull person.
I've watched like the when was this? Somewhere around my puberty.
At some point, you had it all started with A New Hope. Luke Skywalker, Death Star, and there was a flaw in the Death Star, which was kind of the plot hole, to be honest.
Hmm?
But they made a whole story around it, and it started with a movie called Rogue One, which is also amazing. Also, if you're not a Star Wars fan, you can just watch it. And then around Endor, Cassian Endor, which was one of the characters in Rogue One. Rogue One is about stealing the plans of the Death Star, so they know where the flaw is. And Endor is the series, two seasons that lead up to Rogue One. Man, it's just amazing. It's actually quite relevant for these times with on the one hand they have an energy program which is actually a secret building of a weapon, and it kind of like has this Iran vibes, and then there's genocide in there, which it's pretty actual and actually blows my mind about. And it also is about the truth, which if you don't have an objective truth anymore. I know I was watching it and I thought to myself, shit, I just don't know anything. And it was cool. It's a really must see. And
What do you
good
mean with
music by Nicolas Britel to make it a little bit more about music.
and what do you mean with you don't know anything at all? As in,
Yeah, well, whoever controls the news brings you
oh
the
yeah,
truth, and they always
whoever
had a
controls the
saying that,
media controls everything.
man, it's scary shit.
Have
And
you
I
seen
know that, but
what?
I forget sometimes. And then I was watching a series, and then I was like confronted with it, and was like, oh
Hmm,
man,
like an
tough
epiphany.
world.
Yeah, it's a tough world.
but also good music, and yeah, the cherry on top. And we
We
also
have
had a little. Let's make a bridge to a discussion me and Jobke had in the app about AI. What was your opinion about it? Can you give us a
uh
recap?
let me recall. What was this
He
about?
said like dance music is done because AI
Mhm.
will take over, but stuff like Hans Zimmer, AI could never do that. And I
Oh
disagree.
yeah. No, I disagree as well. Like I do believe AI will get better than us. But what I do think eventually what will be standing and what will be valuable in the future still is brand. As in the fact that I can get music anywhere, why would I get it from you? So that's the brand. As in it's much less about the music. I do think AI can make better music than we can. Simply because it has more capabilities, more data, more everything. And music eventually is data. That's what I think. It's just data.
But it's
It's
also
it's
decisions, man.
yeah, it's decisions, but it's also sound waves, and it's all data. I would say.
Oh, I agree. If AI can do music, it can do any type of music. And the
Yeah,
discussion was more about no, but that music is more about emotion. Whereas, to be honest, for me, dance music, whether it's jumping or crying, it's all emotion. You can have the
yeah,
euphoric shit and melancholic stuff, and it
yeah.
just doesn't matter if AI can do one, it can do all.
I heard something today in an AI podcast, which made me think, and he said like I would not be surprised if Spotify would have been feeding me AI music in Discover Weekly for the past year or something, and I would have not even noticed it.
Yeah,
And
but
I think that could be
thing
true
is,
for a lot of us.
the thing is, with all these tools that we have, the amount of not good sounding songs is immense. And then that
Yeah.
just gives me like um we're still a long way from really good music and AI.
Yeah, but good music is subjective, right? So
True.
youth could
But
think
good
it's not good
sounding
music.
music is actually objective.
Yeah, that's a technical thing. So you could say
No, no,
this technically doesn't sound.
I think that's actually the creative thing. When me and Renze, because I work here with Renze all the time,
Hmm.
for us, it's harder to discuss sound over the WhatsApp when he works at home than melodies.
But what do you mean with sound? Is that sound design, like
Because
synth
sound
design,
is
or
more about a feeling than a melody is.
but specify what you mean with sound? As in, is it synth design or is it how
Well,
hard is
no,
that
no, when
compressor?
we're making something needs to drop in what we do, and then
Energy.
you have kicks. Yeah, it needs energy, and then you have
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
kicks. But kicks are like various sorts, and then we're gonna discuss like, okay, the last version, the kick had more tone, and then oh, more tone. Can you explain? And that's where you go like, yeah, no, to be honest, I can't explain through the WhatsApp, but with a
Yeah,
melody, it's easier to explain.
I think that is related to some sort of energy you feel through the song, as in
Yeah, but
certain ele
trust me, that's where creativity comes in because I have
Yeah, it
more
could be.
options. There are more variations of how I do my low end of a kick or how I do my kick than there are variation in notes on a ladder. So yeah, I think there's this misrepresentation that stuff is technical, like sound design,
Mhm.
and that like making melodies and chords is creative. No, dude, it's all creativity.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
sound is
But
even harder to do on a distance through WhatsApp or any kind of thing.
but
I
what I
really need to sit together with Renze if we want to do sound design,
but
or
what
else
I
we
mean with
cannot speak my mind.
technical stuff is more like um how is the track compressed? How is the limiter working?
No,
Is
no,
the
no.
track
But
well
I mean,
EQ'd? Like
take for
that's
instance a Calvin Harris track.
hmm
The guy thinks about everything, how relative the hi-hat must sound up against all the other stuff.
yeah.
It's all creativity.
Yeah, that's
Trust me
true.
on this. And I
It's
think
decisions,
that's where
right?
the misrepresentation is. Yeah.
It's decisions because you can decide like whether you want that hi-hat up front loud in the
Hmm.
mix or put it back or put it to the left or
And it
it's
all
all
sounds
decisions.
soothing to us because of all those decisions. And that's creativity, man.
Yeah, but don't you think I think AI can do that as in it's copying decisions, right? It's just learning
Yeah,
about
yeah.
how a
That's
lot of
how AI works. So in the end,
yeah,
AI can do it all. Yeah, yeah,
it's learning about how we've all made these songs before, how we came
yeah.
up with those decisions, taking those data points and saying, "Hey, if I take a hi-hat, we have these options. I'll go with this one for this track because the data set says that is the best performing one or whatever." It's
Yeah.
just data. That's what
Yeah,
I
but
think.
it's the only thing that will be a thing is that not everything is data. Like how we perceive like what's a track that always works well, we actually don't know. Maybe there's this track that gets played a lot, but everybody on their
Yeah,
mixer always amps it up a little bit on the drop because the drop is sounding a little bit too not loud enough. Can
yeah.
be. I'm just
But
saying
it
something.
again, it comes back to what we've discussed before. But in this podcast this morning, I heard it as well. Like in times where we have Spotify, in times where we can watch all the movies we want, some people still buy vinyl. Some people still buy CDs.
Yeah. No, but I
So
think
there's always
we're actually talking about Interstellar. Like the
yeah,
only transferable, the thing that made it, the key was love, Tars, love. He
mm-hmm,
could send like every piece of data. They could send everything through gravity, you know.
yeah,
But the thing that didn't make it stick was the intangible
love.
thing called love.
And how is love being built?
That's something you know.
Well, you could ask yourself, like, why is your wife your wife? Like, why are your friends your friends? It's because you spend time with each other. You give them attention. You give them your time, your energy.
Now, but
Yeah,
why do I love certain tracks immediately and a lot of tracks they grow on me? I mean, yeah, some stuff is also intangible, you know.
yeah, it's hard. Like, energy is a weird thing. It's
So that's
that's
the
what.
only thing for AI, which is like,
Yeah,
okay, there might be a gap, but hey,
but
but in
that's
the end,
even
the
for.
discussion was if it can do A, it also can do B and C. I mean, what Hans Zimmer does,
Yeah,
his best track for me is no cooler or better made or everything else than Animals. That was my thing because I
hmm,
think Animals was like insanely good, and Hans Zimmer Stay of Interstellar is also insanely good in their own worlds, but also transferable. I mean, somebody that never listens to dance can enjoy the hell out of himself when they listen to Animals, and somebody who never listens to cinematic scores can enjoy the hell out of Stay
yeah,
by Hans Zimmer.
true. Yeah,
And I think and not less of anything. And Jobke was actually thinking like he had another example by Hans Zimmer, and he actually thought less about dance music than Hans Zimmer music, and that's where I also like strongly disagree.
yeah. Now I'm still on the point where I would say like AI is here. AI is going to change a lot of things, but what will stick and what always has been important as an artist is your brand. As in, it always has been important, and now it just becomes more important. It's just a new technology that is appearing, and you should go with the flow, embrace it, learn how to work with it, learn how to use it for your career, and that's about it, right? You can't really find it. You can't really fight it. It's more like figuring out a way how you can work with it in the future. And my answer to that will be brand, as in
Brad,
the brand is the only thing that will remain to be powerful in the future because the scale is gone. Let's be honest, it's gone.
it's not gone yet, dude.
No, not yet, but doesn't not gonna take long. As in,
We'll never know, man. We
yeah,
don't have crystal balls.
yeah. But
Hey,
if you
and
look at
also
how
brand.
fast
I mean, an AI can it could be just a imaginary person that you just fall in love with and will never see on a stage or
yeah,
do maybe. Yeah.
yeah,
Or
but
that's
that's
magic.
but that happened before as well, right? Like things like Daft Punk. Like if they never would have turned off their pull off their helmet, like we would have never known who would have been behind the Daft Punk helmet. So it's not like that's new. Like we have been fans of people we never really knew before. Um, It's just now it's digital. Yeah, it's weird. It's new. We don't like new things.
I do.
Yeah, I do too. But in general, people don't like new stuff because it's awkward, it's painful, it's change. We don't like that, so it's hard to deal with.
For everybody listening, change is opportunity. So I
Exactly.
always think
Change is where growth is.
change is where
Okay,
growth is. I actually need somebody to make me coffee. I'm in.
text Renze.
He's not here.
Oh,
And Marlon isn't either, so I'm all alone.
poor you, poor you.
For me.
Let's go to the clip of the week. Let me open the tab. 2 seconds. Like all
Yeah,
these
no more
tabs.
AI shit.
No. Oh, 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 oh. I hate those TikTok players on. God damn
TikTok.
it. No, on. Oh, dude, it automatically starts playing. It's so annoying. Okay, here we go. Let me share my screen. It's Diplo this week.
Ooh.
Okay.
You would have been as successful as you are if someone had taught you how to make music and you'd been really mentored by someone, because sometimes that hurts innovation and creativity if convention is too involved.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean?
I do what you mean, because I see nowadays like kids can literally learn and copy any style of music in a day because they have a tutorial. It's so
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
It's really easy, and I wish I had that. But then at the same time, I wouldn't have had such a definitive like who I am. And when people always ask me when I do radio shows, like, what advice do you give to young DJs? And it's like always the same thing. Like, what makes yourself unique? Like, what really makes you different? Because I could throw a fucking rock and I'm gonna hit a DJ or artist in the head in London. Like there's somebody here. It's like somebody, not talking about you, but it's so easy. Like I literally get demos all the time. Like what? I don't even care. I don't even pay attention. I used to actually like try to listen to demos. I'm like, this is all the same shit. Like people are doing the same thing over and over again. Like,
Okay, so his take is that tutorials can ruin your creativity, and that it's actually a good thing to figure. Oh wow, a lot of things by yourself instead of copying what other people do by learning from tutorials.
You know, yeah, he's not wrong. He's not totally right. Yeah, I'm a little bit in the middle
It's
because
complicated.
I would never advise not to check out tutorials. But the thing is, because he's actually right about that, because all the stuff out there will make us sound the same. But uh, s- not everybody takes the tutorials or everything that they get learned um, too precise or too exact. You got to make it your own. It's just another insight that you take along the road. You fill up your backpack with all these stuff, all these tutorials, all these insights, then hustle it and then make it your own. So yeah, he's right, but there's a little bit more to the story. Maybe he didn't get the chance to elaborate, or um, I also think that you just yeah, I would never advise not to check out tutorials, but be aware, like if shit is done already, like
Yeah.
don't copy it too exactly.
Yeah, I think tutorials can be very valuable because you can learn a lot of skills there, a lot of tips and tricks that make you a better producer or a better artist in general. But don't steal things one on one. Like keep it your own. As we always
Okay.
say, like
Uh, Actually, the thing is like this. Let's say you're checking out a tutorial about making a certain sound.
Mhm.
Then you know how to make that sound. But what you need to pick up along the way is that you learn the principle of making a sound. And I
Mm.
think that's what most tutorials are actually about. And I think that's forgotten a lot of the times. So if you check out tutorials, try to learn the underlying issue, and not as a pure symptomatic thing, you know. That
Yeah,
last thing what I said doesn't make sense probably, but
yeah,
it's
but it's more
about
like
learning.
learn sound design instead of that synth. Learn how to make synths
Exactly.
instead of
Yeah,
that
yeah,
synth.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's where
Okay.
it goes wrong. I mean, when I did Signed by Bassjackers, I could notice when I got sent tracks And I was like, oh man, I was a little bit disappointed at times that people just blatantly copied the stuff I gave away. It was never meant to do that. I mean, I gave away like tons of kicks and loops, like mingle it all, surprise me, and don't use that certain sound pack and then make another melody on top of it. That's not what it's about. It's
Yeah.
about it should actually be a creativity stimulus. But also what I actually reached was that it was like a creativity implosion. It didn't work out the way I intended. Creativity is just hard, basically.
It's very hard, but it's
Yeah.
much more easy to just copy what other people doing, right? So that's
Yeah,
why
and
most
I, to
people
be
do that.
honest, I also do that sometimes. Sometimes when I'm stuck, I listen to others and I think, "Oh wow, that's actually a really good solution." But then
Yeah.
you don't copy the 100%.
Yeah. Okay, so before we go to the community questions, I want to remind everybody who's listening that tonight in our Discord server there will be a live feedback session.
Tonight.
Tonight there will be a live feedback session done by Judgment, which is one of the community members who has
Cool.
released on many great labels, great producer. And he will be reviewing your songs. So if you want feedback on your music, if you're stuck or whether you're looking for a second opinion, join the feedback session at 8 p.m. Dutch time, that is Central Eastern European time. Um, so yeah, looking forward to that. We will be doing more of these sessions in the Discord, by the way. So we're gonna start doing feedback sessions today. If you're interested, make sure to join, and you'll get feedback from the one and only Judgment. Okay,
It's
Ralph, are you
actually a
ready?
really great name to do a feedback session.
Judgment. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's go.
Community questions.
As always, we take on questions that our community members have sent in into our Discord throughout the week. If you want to send in your questions as well, make sure to join the Discord and send them in there so we can take them into the next episode, which will be after our summer break. So
So
let's take on the first question from Jelly Boner. He's back to
you
finally start the debate about mastering again. Does Ralph have some fresh new 2025 mastering tips that he didn't use last year?
No, I do basically all the things still the same.
No plugins, nothing new.
No.
Ah, that's a shame.
Yeah, I don't feel the need to do something different. When I check out how our stuff sounds compared to the rest, I'm actually really happy.
Yeah. And
Yep.
is that still the Hardwell mastering chain or?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, and I do
Okay.
my mix really differently also than Hartwell. I mean, he always has the pointy kicks and he's hard hitting, way harder than I do. Um, but yeah, that's also not my goal all the time. Sometimes you want a kick to be a little bit more stump the
Stomp.
instead of yeah, it's all in the transients maybe. I mean, kicks for me are like the key nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially kick bass, you hear it a lot. How you design those. I mean, you don't
Mhm.
just pick them from a sample pack. That's not special enough.
So you layer a couple of them, or do you make them with those kick
Yeah,
plugins?
layer, shaper box, all that kind of stuff. I mean, you have all the kick builders. I layer kicks over each other like a lot.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I
And
take the
are there
high
any
thing here and the low end there, and yeah.
tips on mixing? So if mastering hasn't changed, maybe some mixing tools.
Yeah, just don't mix too loud. Where you send in all your shit into your master channel, make sure it's like an approximately -4, -6 dB. It doesn't really matter, but you shouldn't be having too much peaks in there. I think that's important to get a really loud end result, which still has a lot of dynamics.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and just use your ears and just use references. I was listening to this Lily Palmer record, and the way she had her shit mixed. I was actually impressed, like how it was done, like the clap, which wasn't really a clap, more a noise, but it was actually in volume so low, and still there was this accentuation on it, and that actually, yeah, was really interesting.
Hmm.
So I copied it. No, yeah, I actually
And so
did.
I
Yeah.
copied it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You hear shit in other people. That's why I always think you should check out dance music as a whole, because you can hear stuff other people do that are interesting. And if
True.
it's not the same music, then it's easier to steal, because then you're stealing from somebody who will never hear your music. No, but it's just that everybody does that. I mean, that's also gathering data. You're also basically an AI gathering data
Yeah,
and getting
exactly.
solutions for your shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
but for the rest, I have no specific tips. Just make sure you use references of tracks that you really like and try to aim for the highest. You're always being measured against the best ones.
I would like to go back quickly to what we talked about before with the tutorials, because I see Don Cartel mentioning that it's blocked his creativity to watch so many tutorials. One thing I want to add with tutorials is watch out that watching tutorials doesn't become a nice excuse to do nothing.
Mm.
As in, the feeling of watching tutorials could give you the feeling of actually doing something while you're actually not doing something. So don't get caught up in only watching tutorials in the studio and not really making music, because
Yeah, I
it's
think
in
it's good to get to know where what sparks your creativity. For me,
yeah
for instance, I like browsing through sound banks, hearing melodies and sounds there that can always spark something like, "Oh man, this is a cool idea," or "Oh, I can use this for that." And yeah, whereas somebody else will just get ideas sparked from totally somewhere else. But for me, that works, and I think you should try to learn where your what sparks your creativity.
yeah. For me, it's also listening to certain tracks. I have a playlist on Spotify that have just it's a combination of a lot of tracks that just trigger me in some kind of way, and whenever I listen to a new one, I just pull it in there. And if I just listen to that playlist, yeah, it triggers me in a lot of ways. So that could help as well. Back to the community questions from Lemonade. My question is, how do I know that my music is good enough to be out on Spotify or a label?
You never know.
If you have the answer, tell me.
Nah, yeah, the thing
You
is,
never know.
I mean, for everybody, it's different. Sometimes when a track of ours didn't get any good reactions in the promo round, I start to question myself like, man, should we even release this? Because nobody's apparently playing it apart from the radio shows, but they don't really count as really good. Yeah, they actually count, but a little bit less. On the other hand, like blah 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 and wake the fuck up, they actually did really well over time, and they still are gathering support from angles I never knew was possible. So in that respect, it's also good to just put something out there, and then it can happen. Sometimes
Yeah.
also we used to always put shit out there that was unreleased. People couldn't find it yet, but now it's also sometimes good that it's out there already. And when you promote it on socials, that they can actually find it.
But with blah blah and with that other track, wasn't that the content that drove the streams?
I think so. Yeah, it was. They
Because
did
that
really
clearly
well.
went.
Firstly on our socials, and then also others.
Yeah.
And sorry, man, I told you I need coffee. Garçon. No. The thing is, when something grabs attention on socials, it will also grab attention of the right people, and
Mm,
and will find its way into playlists. Yeah,
yeah.
it can. It's. I mean, it's a magical world in that respect. I mean, everything can just go like this organic thing you have no control of.
Yeah.
But also, I still do want to point out that if nobody like really responds to your track, then it's probably not good enough. But you can
I
always
think
say you never know.
as a starting artist, you could use social media for that, as in post samples of what you're working on and see how the response is on that. But if you don't have that much of an audience yet, I would just put it out and see what happens, because you might be surprised. You know, you have
Yeah.
to, yeah, you don't have the luxury to send it to a bigger label to get feedback from them. So just get started, put it out there, and see what happens. But deciding on whether it's good enough, you never know. You decide. That's the only one who's going to decide. So I would say set a hard deadline and go for it. Question from Die Geile out Hamburg, Jenny.
Hey.
One for all of you. What are some of the most strange things you experienced in the backstage over all of your years? Phew. Split the beans, Ralph. I have to think.
Yeah,
It's
what's
been a while.
strange? I actually have no right answer here.
I don't think backstage, that's not where a lot of things happen, to be honest. It's pretty boring.
hmm, it's not always boring.
No, it's not necessarily always boring, but yeah, man.
No, actually, the most awkward thing, sometimes you just don't know who somebody is. Even though you know the name and they're really famous, way more famous than you are.
Yeah.
You go like, okay, don't know you, but whatever, hello. And that's awkward shit that can happen. But yeah, I haven't seen that really weird shit. Yeah.
Me neither. Okay.
I mean, but stuff happens there and at the after party. But it's not, I mean, to be honest, most of the people that work at the most DJs are actually really professional. And, but yeah, sometimes we do drink and then there can happen funny stuff.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Funny things happen.
But
Anyway,
just
let's.
let your own imagination do its
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. We're not gonna throw anyone for the bus here. Um, just Phil, a question. For Ralph, since so many 2010-ish sounds are hot again right now, can you give away some tips for old school sounds or sound packs? I think we shared one last week, right?
I don't know.
You shared a sample pack last week.
Yeah, I shared one a while back.
2 weeks. You can at least dive into the Vengeance packs. Those were
Yeah,
great.
Vengeance is always
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I just reinstalled Sematics again.
Oh, Sematics, yeah.
Yeah, I still use a lot of. I see Kashmir standing. I still use him for all the
Yeah.
impacts and all that kind of stuff. I have Vengels, VEC 1, 2, VEC 3, and VEC 5. Where's my VEC 4? I actually don't have it. Yeah, and then because everything got harder, I have Technovolt. I have OPS, which is really cool. Degenerates here, but that's all the harder stuff. Actually, I have here the signed by Bassjackers sample pack, which is full of shit. Actually,
Yeah.
cool. I still grab it from time to time.
And he also
Um,
would love to remix an old Bassjackers track like Duckface, Flag, or Mush Mush.
oh yeah, that's the old ones. Yeah, we're more in that time area right now. It's more like electro-y stuff. Um,
And he says might be a good community contest, but I'm not sure. Like those songs are probably signed with labels, right?
yeah, they are. But man, I always don't mind sharing too many stuff. I think I have a sound bank of. I have somewhere of Mush Mush. Flags too old, and it didn't do so well. So I didn't. Mush Mush Master Zip. I think this is something like it. I'll open it and see what's in there.
Yeah.
And zipping.
Here's a question from Don Cartel in the chat. Can you guys give an honest opinion about to finish a track in a day nowadays? Can you see that so much online, and sometimes it frustrates me that I can't achieve it? Okay. So what he
There's
means
all
is that
Whoa.
Oh, that's the sound pack.
No,
But
that's
he
actually
means that.
mush mush.
Yeah, but that's the sound pack, right? Or the track itself?
Huh?
Oh, that's the track itself. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna share this one. No, I thought I made a shareable. Oh, the riddle signed by Bassjackers here. Oh, I need to search on signed by Bassjackers. Sorry,
Oh,
what
yeah.
was the question?
Now, Don Cartel says since there's so many content available where people finish tracks in a day, like what our honest opinion about that is, because he struggles with that to finish a track in a day.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't think
hard.
I don't think it's weird at all that you don't finish a track in a day. It's hard.
Yeah.
I think I've managed to do that once in my whole life, which was the Jennifer Lopez remix, done in like 5 hours, and that's about it.
Can you imagine how much better it could be? I mean, like drawing out a track, 90% is doable in a day.
Yeah,
But
true.
sometimes you just get stuck. What do I do on the second drop? What do I do in the break? And you just cannot find the answer. But if you can and just shit rolls out, but then every time I revisit a track countless of times, pre-drops that get different, new kick in there, new heads. I redesign everything afterwards, and it gets better from it.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it does get better if you spend more time on it.
No,
But
always
again, yeah, but there's also a subtle line with that because you can overdo it as well.
true.
Like
At
if
some
if
point,
you've been
it's just done.
yeah, if you've been working on the track for I don't know 14 days, there is a moment in time where you just start worrying about details that don't really matter. Um, so yeah, it's also a subtle line. I must say, like the challenge we've done, I think it was last month, like where people made 30 minutes of music for 30 days straight. That was very helpful for them because having to sit down for 30 minutes a day kind of pushes you to look at what actually matters, and you
Mhm.
don't have time to waste on the details. So what a lot of artists noticed in that challenge is that they made music very quickly because they canceled out all the details. It was really focused each day on a certain topic or a certain element,
Yeah.
and that ramped up the speed. So that could also be a good tip.
Wait, I have another one which I might be able to share.
Don't we get banned if YouTube notifies this music?
Ah, yeah. Oh, that's so shitty, yeah. All those
I'm
rights.
not sure if we do, but
Do you actually know we made a? Yeah, I can share this. I'll send it to you. But
what?
yeah, it's an old
What?
track of ours, but it's not the one that got asked. But it's an old track. You can share
And
it.
can people remix it?
Yeah, but it will not see the light of. You can just look at it and think something of it.
Okay.
What's your name again? JoeySuki, right? Wait, I'll just put it in the artist coaching app. There you go. Blah 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 blah. Oh no, we made a mashup of our own track and Inner Bloom, and it got flagged by SoundCloud, and not because of Inner Bloom, but because of Wake the Fuck Up, our own track. Yeah, I hate that so much. And then I asked the distributor, like, man, whitelist all of our shit. I mean, people can go
Yeah.
crazy. And then no, then we have to do that for the whole catalog. We're not gonna do that, blah 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 blah. And then I also said, like, it's such a good just let people be creative with your stuff.
Yeah,
And
man.
yeah, like there's so many big artists that just don't care, that go crazy. It's free exposure if you ask me.
Yeah. And it's
But
fun, right? You might
apparently
get
it
surprised.
will like nibble off some of their profits.
Yeah, but you might get surprised what people can come up with. Sometimes magic
Definitely.
happens.
Also, when you have like dead numbers in your catalog that just didn't do well right away, they can have a whole new life. You never
Yeah,
know.
true. But just for clarity, can I share this link into the community for people to
Yeah,
download?
yeah.
Okay. I'll for everyone listening, I'll share what is it? A remix pack of
No, it's not a remake. It's just like how we made music. It's actually a part of the song with our master chain of that time, and yeah, show me your
uh,
love. We did it
I'll drop
in
it. Here's
2020 or something.
here's a grift from Ralph. I'll drop it in the Discord right now. Yeah. Bassjackers, show me your love. Signed by. Okay, perfect. Let me see if there was something going on in the chat because people started typing. Turbo IDs. 24 Carat says I do turbo IDs. I give myself 1 hour on each day. Yeah. So that's kind of similar to the challenge. Prodigy says, how's the regulation with melodies? Are they protected by copyright even though there's limited notes and variations on the keyboard? Yes, they
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
sometimes it's shitty. You just by accident you get like accidental plagiarism.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, fuck it. Hey, sometimes they don't even. You just put it out there, and if it is, you just take it offline. We actually got written by the lawyers of MGMT because we had this kids remake online on our socials,
Yeah, that's how it
and
goes.
it's their right. I understand. No
And
biggie.
Prodigy also says an example is Response E, where pretty much a techno version of Eminem. That's from Josh and from Prodigy, but I know that one has been cleared. So um, how that works is the artist or the label clears it with the original artist, and then it's okay to do it. So in Response case, it's cleared. So
Yeah.
Ralph, please, yeah, okay. Anything to chill, Ralph? Anything you want to end this session with before we go into the summer break?
Yeah, we have a track coming on. I think you're freaky, which is also a remake of the Antwoord.
I think, right? I think you're
I think with the
exactly.
FINK. It's full cover. It's all cover vocals, and the synth is actually also from. It's a Vex sample. They also used the Vex sample in their track.
Vec is Vengeance, right?
Vengeance, yeah, Vengeance Essential Club Sounds,
Yeah, I
and
love those tracks.
no, that's coming out next week, or no, it's actually this week, this Friday. And we also had this action that if you like pre-saved it on Beatport, you could get the kids bootleg for free. But that's no more.
Unfortunately,
And
Suits fucked that up.
yeah, I mean, yeah. What if an artist doesn't want to share the copyright, that's also cool. Let's
Yeah,
be
for sure.
honest. And no, that's coming up, and then 2 weeks later, there's this again a remake. We're a little bit in the remake era now. We actually, but I do want to point out we had Rewind, which was an original, and Hardcore Mofo before this. So we don't do remakes all the time, but we have Wiggle Wiggle, also a cover version,
Out Here
and that's
Brothers.
coming out. Yeah, and actually a cool one. And I think it's actually also downloadable as a free download up on our SoundCloud, but it's also coming out. So
Okay, perfect. And you're playing Tomorrowland in 2 weeks, 3 weeks,
yeah,
2 weeks.
2 times the library, the 20th of July and the 27th of July. We have a lot more bookings. Do Airbeat 1, I think tomorrow or
Nice.
today. I think today actually on the camping
Airbeat
side,
1.
maybe. Yeah,
That's Germany.
that's Germany. And then we're also playing Ushuaia on the 16th and the 17th in Brussels, which is like this pre-party of Tomorrowland also, which is a cool location, Gare Maritime.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's busy. It's busy season, so
Yeah.
no golfing for us. It's like work, 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 and then
All
after
hands on deck.
Tomorrowland is my holiday.
Yeah, exactly.
But before that,
Okay.
yeah,
We'll catch up after the summer break about how Tomorrowland was and how the whole season went for
yeah,
both of you.
I'll probably have
Um,
forgotten already because it's so late in the game then.
what?
But I'll be back half of August,
Yeah,
so
half of August. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Okay, for everyone who's listening right now, don't forget to send in your clips or your clip of the weeks or the questions in our Discord, which you can join by clicking on the link in the description of this video or podcast episode that you're listening or looking at right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and rate this podcast because that helps us to get more reach, more people in. The more, the merrier. Again, if you want to get feedback on your music, make sure to join the live feedback session tonight with Judgment in our Discord group. And if you're interested in finding out what we do at Artist Coaching, we do personal coaching, and that's all on our website, artistcoaching.nl. We're gonna enjoy our summer break for a couple of weeks, soak up some sun, some new inspiration, some new creativity. We'll be back in 2 weeks, Ralph, in about 4 to 5. And we'll hope to see you soon. Enjoy, everybody. Have a great summer. Bye bye.